Top 100 NFL players list is being released slowly but surely. We had the third variation of our top 100. And just to quickly recap, we do have two Pittsburgh Steelers in the top 100 thus far.
I need to file my complaint on one of them.
So the first one, Cam Heyward, came in at number 98.
Yeah.
53 spots lower than where he last was at. I believe that was last year. We came in at 40-something. I've drawn a blank on the number.
Maybe 45.
45. Good call.
My
45.
man came in at what?
And then we have Minkah Fitzpatrick. Minkah Fitzpatrick was also on the list. He came in at number 79, which is 61 spots lower than where he was a year ago also. The things that he mentioned for both players when he talked about Cam, the article mentioned how up until last season, he had still been showing dominance, right? Both run defense and pass rushing. But he got hurt last year, had his lowest sack total, lowest tackles total, and lowest tackles for loss total throughout his whole career. Now, granted, this was the most time he's ever missed. We know he hurt his groin week 1, spent some time on injured reserve last year. Talked about Minkah Fitzpatrick and said how statistically was a down year, even though he was a Pro Bowler. They still feel like he can do a lot better, and he himself feels like he can do a lot better. And they referenced how Minkah was talking about how he wants to get back to playing Minkah ball in terms of generating more splash plays, and that was part of why they felt like he dropped so far on the list. So that's the write-up in terms of what they said about both of those players. So let's get down to the reactions. TG, how you feeling? Cam at 98. Let's talk him first, and then we'll get to Minkah at 79.
I think 98 is cool for Cam. It's Cam. You know what I'm saying? And I think, so this is how it works, bro. Like, when it's your team per se, you're like, there's no way it's supposed to be that low. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a top player. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you're talking about 100 players in the league, which is like, that's hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? I believe like Levante David was 90. I watched the top 100. I'm into that.
No, so facts, bro. Because it matters. Levante was 99. Yeah. Zaire Franklin was 100. 99. Yeah.
And I think Levante is one of the best linebackers in the league. So to put Cam at 98 after all the injuries and whatnot, I think it's respect. Like, I think it's still saying you're a guy. You didn't really play as much last year, but you still were productive. We're not just going to not put you in here. Like, you are who you are. We're going to put you in here, but we'll throw you right here.
Yeah.
I don't know about Minkah at 79. Like, I'm sure some guys, he could be a little bit higher than that 79. Like, I wasn't a fan of that. I think Minkah's a top 50 every year kid, year player. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's in the top 100. That's no question. But I think he's a top 50 every year. Like, no question.
So I'm going to name some players that were around Minkah at 79. You have Kyron Williams, running back out of the Rams, 78. Trey Hendrickson, the DN from Cincinnati. He's at 77.
I like Minkah more than that.
Respect. But just for what they're saying for Hendrickson.
Yeah.
They said he's obviously become a familiar face on the top 100 since 2011 or 2021 when he came to the Bengals, his third straight year with an appearance. They said in 17 games played just last season, he had a career high 17 and a half sacks, 28 tackles, 16 for loss. They said that since he's come over to Cincinnati, he's kind of been their centerpiece on their defense also. And that's TJ. And I mean, you think about he's been 15, and now 17 and a half. So that's how they're looking at him. And then they got Dre Greenlaw at 76.
No, I love Dre Greenlaw though.
And he had 120 tackles last year, but he was second on the Niners in tackles. Obviously, we know who the main dude over there is. But he had the 5 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, and 1.5 sacks in 15 games. We know he got hurt in the Super Bowl. But as a whole, we look at Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw as, the best LB tandem probably right now. You know what I mean? We'll see what it looks like coming back this season. But they've kind of been in that conversation. Justin Herbert was also on the list at 75.
I like Minkah.
Jeffrey Simmons was on the list at 73. We know that's the D tackle from Tennessee that a lot of people like. Garrett Wilson.
Minkah.
Garrett Wilson was at 72.
I think Minkah could be in that.
Respect. Garrett Wilson was at 72. Laramie Tunsil was at 71.
different position. I can't really.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Minkah's the best safety in the league, so I don't think
Man,
there
they
should
had
be any
that dude
safeties
from the
ahead of him.
Falcons in there above
But
Minkah.
they
What's
already
his
have
name?
Jesse Bates at
Jesse
what was it,
Bates.
74?
Yeah, I seen that. I
so
ain't
it's
like
stupid.
that. I'm like, I like Minkah on that one.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that on no bias. Like, I'm far from the bias. Like, I just,
So-
you know,
So let me just communicate this though. They said last year for Jesse Bates, he received his first. He got his first Pro Bowl nod, and he also had 6 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, 132 tackles.
respect. He bought.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. Like as a
He went crazy.
full body of work, yeah, I'm taking Minkah. But if we're just saying simply off of last season, I could see why they would have Jesse a little bit higher. But this is more a Jesse. This is great for you, and this is more Minkah. You had a down year. This is why you're slightly behind this dude who had a great year. I kind of looked at it that way.
79 is low, man. I don't think he's ever in the 70s.
Yeah, even
I think Pat Mahomes cannot play, and he's going to be in the top 10.
I mean,
like,
look, your boy Aaron Rodgers.
yeah,
I think
that-
Aaron
that's
Rodgers got his
disrespectful,
name
Listen,
called.
your boy
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is at 92. Trevor Lawrence is at 94. I said, boy,
No
how
more.
did that happen?
They got Cousins at 80.
Yo, I said,
Terrible.
Man, I seen, because
I'm just-
I've been watching it.
Yeah.
Tyreek Woolen was like in the
Tariq was at
90s.
91.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
Terry
That's-
McLaurin 97. I'm like, bro, we play it. This is
Yeah,
wild,
so-
bro.
They
So
got
I don't
Herbert at
think
75.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, you know, I
Stupid.
wanted to be the dude to go in there and talk about every person.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that
yeah. I
was-
need to talk about like what's
yeah.
up, man?
Ike.
Yeah,
I wanted to ice that shit. I wanted to talk about every person. So I really know these people. I really be watching,
Yeah.
like, and I'm just like, I don't think Minka's ever in that. Like, he's always top 50. Like, it just doesn't matter how you cut it. Like, he's a top 50 player in that league. It just is what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand the down year. I get that. But it's like, if that's the case, Aaron Rodgers can't be on the list. He didn't play.
That was low key how I felt. I'm like, yo, how is Rodgers on the list if Minkah could take that big of a drop? If Cam
see
take
what I
this
mean?
big of a drop, how is he on the list?
And I can get Cam because he was hurt a little bit.
And
I can
Cam
get
came
that.
back, and that's why I'm like, I can respect the 98 because it's like, yo, you're
I'm
dropping
actually
him.
good with 98.
Right, you dropped him, but because he came back and you still say, you know what, man, you've done enough and you still showed enough. Here, we're gonna still put you on this list. I look at that
they
as
put
tip
Aaron
your cap.
Rodgers above Cam.
That's the part where I'm just like, bro, Raj played 4 minutes of football, bro.
4
like,
minutes.
come on, man. It was 4 minutes.
Take 20 minutes to get the pepper spray out, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on,
Sure,
man. Like, it
4
was
minutes.
4 minutes. And we're saying that was more packed. That's a better play than Cam. Like, come on, man. Like, I just
Yeah.
That was
But
that
it's
was my.
never. I've watched the top 100 for years. It's never off of that year all the way.
It's never,
like
yeah.
it's always who they are, what they are in a sense too.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, I feel you.
And that's the
Well,
Rodgers
'cause
pick. That's the Rodgers move.
Minka wasn't. It wasn't just Minka. It wasn't that last year. But it's still like that's Minka.
Yeah.
You know, like not to throw it back there.
No, that's facts
You
on
know-
that.
Yeah, you know what not to. I think he's still in your game plan so hard, and he still affects your game plan so hard that you gotta respect him.
Well, and
I wish coaches
let's-
could vote on that too.
Well, I was gonna also
Like,
say
I was-
though, let's not make it where if you're on this list it's bad because we saying how many people
top
play in the
100.
NFL. We're saying just the
Yeah.
top 100, bro. This is
Top
literally
100.
yeah. Like this is we splitting hairs on you. We talking like because some people do get the respect element. Others is like, bro, what have you done for me lately? And then you got the new guys. So it's like, yo, it's a very very competitive list to get on, man. But man. Let me just recap I gotta look again real quick. Let me see what Minkah did last year, bro. Hold on, bro, because it's
I don't think he got any picks. But
Was-
that's,
'cause
I'm
that's what I'm
with
saying, like,
CG.
was
It's
that
like
what
when
it
he's on
was?
the field, though, he's still like that
Yeah.
good. Like,
But
even
you
though
have
he's not
to
making the
respect-
splash
so
plays.
that's what it is. So
he still has a crazy
check it
impact.
out. So last year he played 10 games, 64 tackles, 3 pass deflections, and that's it. No picks, no forced fumbles, no fumble
presence.
recoveries. Yeah. The presence is real.
presence.
No, trust me. I'm with you on that. And that's why I feel like us as Steelers, we're always going to speak on Minkah at a very high level because we see it every week and we know what it's been. I just think for the people that aren't watching it to that extent, they will simply look and say, you played 10 games, 64 tackles, no splash. Jesse Bates coming off of a career year playing a full
saw that.
season and it has 6 picks with a $132 tackles. It's
But the
like,
people who voting for this
bro,
are the people
players.
who voting for this are players who
These are
watch it
players.
and who know his who know the presence, like
but
who knows
TG,
that
but let's be
cover
real
two
though.
shot that's
But
like, ooh, he didn't throw that.
But TG, let's be real. Not everybody that plays in the league is gonna know it to that extent that's voting on this list. You gonna get some dudes that literally know, man, who's leading the league in picks right now? All right, well, I'm gonna put him up there. All right, man, who nice over here? All right, I'm gonna put him up there. All right, man, hey, TG, you think he nicer than him? No, he ain't nicer than. All right, bet. I'm gonna put him. Like, you know, some of them dudes doing that too, man.
They don't know ball. I think that's why we're debating it. Then it's like,
what's the debate? Yeah,
what are these guys doing?
Bro,
with
you
their
named
list?
the name in there.
but
You
this,
didn't even peep what you said. That boy from the Rams, he didn't have led the league in rushing last year.
So once again, he dang near led the league in rushing, but you don't even respect him enough to say he's a top 50 guy. You're not even arguing about him being a 78, but you're arguing about Minkah for both of you guys playing in 10 games, having 64 tackles and no splash turnover plays versus a dude that had 130 something tackles
Some
and
of that's the
6
running back
picks.
position.
I feel that.
Once again, we just simply talking the facts. It's like, bro, one, we're saying full body of work and not that's just this season, but we're also saying, hey, man, he impacts it by they won't throw over here. Well, I'm sure in Atlanta they saying that about Jesse Bates too. They said, look, man, it's our first time having Jesse. He gave us 6 picks, and when people did or when they didn't get a pick, they weren't even looking over there because they were scared of him. That's how they gonna be preaching it. And you know we would be doing the exact same thing about Minkah. That's why we feel like Minkah should be higher up here. Because 2 years ago, he did do that. When he first got here, he gave us that. We
Man,
just
let me
said
get some of that
last
Minkah
year,
stuff,
right. Minkah said to himself, I got to get back playing Minkah ball. Minkah ball is not 60 tackles and no turnovers. Minkah ball is, bro, we flirting around 100 tackles and we splashy splash.
Sure.
And that's what he's capable of. I'm with y'all. We know he nicer than this. But I could also understand why they would say, yo, let me put this dude over him for this season. Not who we taking all the time, not who we saying has the better career, who we saying has the better play. I just think just for this season, if we're just looking at that, it's like, yo, we really go say Minkah's year last year was better than Jesse Bates?
No.
That's my whole. I'm like,
that's the thing.
how we
You're
saying
doing,
that?
you're doing top 100 players in the NFL, right? And this is going into 2024. I'm taking Minkah over Bates.
Cool.
But I get part of this list is these players are voted on at middle of the season. So if a dude's injured, you get some out of sight, out of mind type of stuff, and that's why Rodgers is so low.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert's so low. But
Because
that's why I'm
I'm
also
sure you
here
would take
saying I
Rodgers
think
higher,
that-
right?
I
You would
think-
take Rodgers at top 5 every time or top 10, right?
yeah, that's why I'm also saying
Yeah.
that's why I think the list is wrong. I think they messed up.
I feel that.
Like you can't have Cousins over Rodgers. You can't have Justin Herbert at 75. Like it's just insane.
So is it more so if their legacy is, you know, stamped and they're, you know, one of the guys, their actual season stats don't matter? Because that's kind of what it sounds like the way that you're describing
it's just, I need a game tomorrow. I'm taking Rodgers over
But I
Cousins
think that's
all
what
day.
the list say, though.
That's what I'm trying to figure out because the
It
list,
say it don't matter.
yeah, the
Like,
list
I'm
make it
with
seem
you with
like
the
the
Jesse
stats
Bates,
don't
man.
matter there. So it's like, well, why do we care about the actual stats of the season if we're just gonna simply say, I've seen
But
this
I
guy
don't even
do
think
it
they tell you
before.
on it. They
Let's
don't even
just
talk
roll.
about them boys. Bro, they don't even talk about the boys' stats when they be talking about them. So it's
Nah.
not that. It's presence. It's feel. It's,
Right.
Like, you don't know that cover 2 shot that they don't throw because Minkah's
I'm with
there.
you
don't
on
know
that, bro. I'm
don't
with
know
you on that.
That control route that they're like, ooh, I ain't gonna throw it because
I'm with you on that. But TG, my question to you is this: we give Minkah that added bonus, right? That added boost. But who's the person that is on these other teams that is talking about their players like that, and we're gonna look at them and say, "Bro, I'm not hearing that nonsense." Because
I agree with
because that's my whole argument right here. Is like, yo,
But I
I'm not
think
arguing against him,
everybody-
but I'm like, yo, everybody's gonna say the same thing. Man, they ain't throwing it over there because of his presence right there. It's
feel
like,
that.
bro, that's cool, but that's fairy tale also. I'm looking at the
feel
books. I'm looking at the actual stats. Who made the play? This is the Myles Garrett versus TJ Watt. Do you want the actual sack or do you want the I was close to getting a sack? Because it sounds like close to getting a sack is better than getting a sack in this argument with Minkah and Jesse based off of last
It's
season.
a little bit different with the secondary though, and the corners and stuff.
I'm
Because
listening.
there's times Darrell Revis in his prime only got like a pick in a season, but you're still saying he's the best corner in the league.
But Minkah's last year was not that though. And I think we would both agree
Yeah,
that
that's
was
fine.
different. Yeah,
That's fine. I just think he's a better player than Jesse. I think he's the best safety in the league.
And I agree with you
Flat
on that
out.
as
So,
well.
like 79, that just
Yeah.
doesn't even compute.
Trust me, I agree with you. I'm just trying to see how we interpreting the list. I look at it as, man, legacy matters, but also what you just did matters also. And I think that's why we'll see certain players make these crazy jumps up the list, and you also see people fall, and you're like, bro, how did it get to that? Because it's this weird, subjectiveness to it. Because like you said, with Rodgers, that is legitimate. Is Rodgers, if he's healthy, are we taking 90? What? How many something people better than him? Are we taking? No, we're not. But based off of last season, it was a whole lot of people that was out there more productive than Aaron Rodgers because he only played 4 minutes.
Like you said, he shouldn't even be on the list.
Right.
If we're just going off last season, he played 4 snaps and
you
didn't
see what I'm saying?
complete a pass.
So that's why I'm like, I feel like we're all kind of in this in between when we're looking at this list of how much does legacy matter versus what you actually did. And that's why I kind of presented the question to both of y'all in the sense of what matters more then, your legacy or what you actually did, because the actual did guys are getting criticized more than the legacy dudes.
Well, it should also be what you think they're going to do, too. If this is top 100 for 2024, right?
Yeah.
Top 100 for 2024, then, yeah, I mean, I'm taking Rodgers over
So
almost all the quarterbacks
but essentially, but what you want to do is take away the parameters so that way you could just have freedom to speculate.
No.
Wait,
Yes,
so
because you're
No.
projecting. You're saying
No.
you're projecting what
Y'all
you're going to do.
You're
y'all
obviously
are saying
accounting
different
for what
things.
you did recently and the legacy.
So what you got, T? What you saying?
I'm saying y'all are saying because he's almost saying going into the season, this is
Right.
the top 100.
Right.
Like, no, this is
basically what you just did. This is closing off of last year. That's how I
It's
look
really
at it.
They
almost
need
like
to change
the top 20.
year on this thing.
Yeah.
Then.
It's almost like 2023.
Yeah,
top
like the
100.
finish up, like, yo, everything that y'all did that season, yo, we're looking at y'all and we're putting that in order right
They
now.
should be
saying that.
releasing these lists literally once the Super Bowl ends. Then.
Sure,
I mean,
but
that's
that's
kinda
not going
what
to
it
sell
is.
the same though. This sells more right
Yeah.
now. But they look at it as,
It's
yo,
the
this is the
time
final
for that.
day, or this is the final before the new season starts.
Yeah.
Like
These
when
are the
week 1
best of
starts, they're
last
like, yo,
year.
once week 1
Was
starts,
the-
like it's time. But this is that how they looking at it right there.
This is the best of last year. And it's like, in terms of that, I just my whole thing is this, and I stand on it. If you're gonna have Minkah at 79, you can't have Aaron Rodgers on the list.
Fair.
If
I'm
you're
with
gonna
you
have
on that.
Aaron Rodgers on the list, you can't have Minkah at 79.
And I think both
That's-
things could be true with that, bro. I
Yeah,
think that's
the
fair because
whole-
that's what you're saying as well, in the sense of
Yeah,
like,
if it's all
yo,
just based off last
Yeah.
year, it's a whole different thing.
no.
It's truly just.
But they
off
say
of last
top
year.
100 players for 2024.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
like,
they say, yeah.
that's not as clear. It's
Right.
like, all right, who am I taking going into 2024?
Right. Or
Okay,
or
well,
if you
I've
played
never
last
understood-
year, but did you retire?
Yeah.
So do you not make this list?
No,
Yeah.
of course you still make that list. It's dudes
That's
on
what
that
I
list
thought.
that are going to be retired.
I don't know. I don't
That's
think
what I
Brady,
thought, yeah.
Brady wasn't on last
Man,
year's list.
if you don't think Shaq Barrett's going to pop up on that list, you're crazy. Like, he's going to be on that list.
Was
No, but
Brady
he
on the
just
list last year?
retired, though. No, Brady wasn't on last year's list. So it is. I
But
think
Brady
it is
was
like
on that
current
list.
players
But
are going
Brady
to be
didn't
playing.
play last year.
But it's weird because they vote on it at the end of 2023,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. It's
Brady
just a mess
didn't.
of a list.
Brady was on that list. And I remember Gronk was on the list.
Gronk
one year. He didn't play
Gronk
off
made
that.
the list and he definitely ain't even played. He was like, bro, how this happen? Yeah.
He didn't play off that. I remember that. Like, so I mean, I'm with you. Like, you know, I think it's a popularity contest. That don't super matter. That's like the
Yeah.
Pro Bowl. You know what I mean? It's the Pro Bowl. Like everybody that somebody's on the list. It's just where you at on the list. But it's respect to be on the list.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you can debate the list all day. But it's like if you're gonna put
Yeah.
Aaron on there, you got to put Minkah lower. If you're gonna take Aaron off and make it a pure list, then you
Yeah.
can. You know what I mean?
But the question still goes back to, can you make a list of 100 football players regardless of last season or this season and Aaron Rodgers not be on that list?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
If you're just saying it's last season,
Yeah.
that's the only
He
way.
didn't play.
But
He did not play.
clearly that's not the parameters of this. I don't think anyone knows what the parameters of this list are at this point.
Like, bro.
My dog said,
At the
he
end
ain't
of the
play,
day,
bro.
like,
He ain't play.
It's crazy. Like, what are we
I'm
talking? Like,
yo,
he did not play.
my man
in
didn't
the
play
game.
a snap, but we taking legacy
bro.
over dudes that actually
How
did
many
it.
completions did he complete? Did he complete a pass? He didn't play.
Listen. But how
4
many
snaps.
times? But how many times that offseason were coordinators losing sleep trying to figure out how they was going to game plan against that man before he got hurt? Right. That's
Bro,
what you
he's
just
the
told.
best quarterback in the league.
So that's got to count there. So all the training camp when they was planning for how to game plan against him, that's why he makes the list then, bro.
If that's the case, then Minka's definitely lower because
That's
you know
why,
how many,
bro.
you know how many plays you don't run because he's there. That's
why
the
he's on
Ed
the
Reed
list.
effect.
That's why he's on the list, bro. Yeah.
That's the Ed Reed effect. You remember Ed Reed used to be like, don't throw it there. Do not throw it over there. If he catches it, it's trouble. Like, that's the Minkah effect.
Yeah.
Like, just don't even, man, we're not going to run this week. We're going to leave these alone. We're going to run corner routes. We're going to run outs. we're not gonna mess with those.
Stay away from that.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
We know
man.
he's gonna be in the middle of the field. You
Stay
know where
away
he's gonna
from it,
be.
man.
Like, let's leave that alone.
Stay away from it.
Come on, man. And, you know, I'm a Minkah guy. Like I can say that. Like even on some like bigger than the Steeler, I'm a Minkah guy. Like I love Minkah.
No, facts on that. Facts.
Guy. So it's like it might not even be a Steeler moment I'm defending. I'm just kind of like, that's Minkah.
Hey,
like,
look,
you know
and I just hate the fact I feel like I get caught in between because I just be over here trying to be just unbiased. Let's just talk. And now I'm over here on the Jesse Bates side, and I don't even like Jesse Bates like that. I've never been a Jesse Bates like, oh, that's my no. But I'm over here defending like, yeah, stop it. All right, we just we're just having conversations. All right, just don't do me like that, man. Telling you a Minkah guy, that because you make something with Jesse. I ain't a Jesse guy. I'm a Minkah guy too. All right, don't do me like that. Yeah. Hey, go on. I ain't like how I felt like that was going. You know, just clear it up, clear the air.